why do you switch around the movements? And it's just to get a different feel. And at this point in my career, I'm not trying to do anything to really like find different ways to build muscle, because as you guys see, I've downsized a lot. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this. And what I always loved about shoulder presses is, if you notice in my career, I've done a lot of standing free weight. And I love the feel. It's a power feel for me. Instead of having a backing that I backed my back against to really get the push. If you notice, when you do things using your core, it's a lot harder to do. You can't do as much weight. So I'm going to do this exercise facing the machine. I want you guys to try something different. It's just for variation. It's just in case I get bored or whatever else if I train different things. Sets, and then we go into 3 heavy sets, okay? Here's the muscle. So those are going to be my final sets, 140 pounds, 0 restrictions, where most people retired, no pain. Even with the torn bicep in this shoulder, replaced, you know, the tendon here, no pain. So it's really good. And I credit a lot of my therapy for that.
What were you doing, Jay, off camera real quick?
Thanks for doing the workout videos, you know, because that one where you do like this.
He says he agrees that I'm not wrong for doing it like this. Most guys are like, oh, you have to lean back.
Yeah, see, I've been told don't do them that way, but you know, I do the same.
He's not going to expose the triceps, but they're improved.
Awesome.
You see that pause at the, I try to hold for like half a second. Ooh, that burns. So what I'll try to do is actually hold it at the top a little second. I don't think it's 1 second, but like half a second, and really get that contraction. But I keep the rhythm. Okay, and then 45 seconds rest between each set. This is the amplify. All right, so what I'm going to do now is a front raise, single arm. And what I'm going to do a little different, okay? This is how I used to do my bicep curls too. I'm actually going to focus on all the reps at one time. So instead of alternating back and forth, I'm actually going to do the raise to at least 10 reps, 10 or 12. I'm not going to count repetitions, but so I'm really going to focus on the front delt. So I done these with barbells, cables. Sometimes on that side lateral machine we just did, I do those sometimes, but like this way. But this is probably my favorite exercise. I did this in 2000, 2001 when I actually made my breakthrough. And watch how I perform these. So it's going to be mostly an upward raise. I'm going to stay with the motion continuous, okay? So check it out. Probably one of the easiest ones. So this is going to be the rope to the head. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to pull the rope. That's why it's always good to use a rope instead of like actual bar or whatever else, because you'll hit yourself in the head. So what I want to do is I actually want to pull. I'm going to hold the rope and I'm going to pull the rope, and I'm going to use my rear delts to do that, but I'm going to pull through the head, okay? So I do these standing. I lean back a little bit. I take usually, you look at the foot position because I'm going to balance myself. And I'm going to pull through, and I'm going to create that arch. So I'm really... My favorite movements, this is something I did, man, my whole career. bend over lateral. So when you notice I come up, actually drag the dumbbell out, really try to trigger the rear delts. So this is going to be specific, try to target the rear delts, but you're also getting the side delt, I believe a little bit of the front, and a lot of the traps. So try to keep the traps out of it, but really rotate and get the rear delt in there. 12 reps.